30 days and counting until Election Day.
With 30 days of campaigning ahead, this presidential race is entering a fierce new phase.
The heels are on, the gloves come off.
Down in the polls, down and dirty.
McCain aides told the Washington Post they will focus on what they call Obama's liberal record and questionable associations. Exhibit A, William Ayers, a Chicago professor once part of the Weather Underground, the radical group which bombed government buildings during the Vietnam War. In California yesterday, Sarah Palin took off on Obama for his ties to Ayers.
This is not a man who sees America as you and I see America. Our opponent is someone who sees America as imperfect enough to pal around with terrorists who targeted their own country.
I'm surprised at how openly the McCain campaign is signaling this, but they're signaling we're going to turn this into a race about a liberal who you can't trust because he's got unsavory friends.
Yeah, I sense a very ugly week coming up here.
Do you agree with that line of attack that Barack Obama does not see America as a force for good?
You know, he goes over to Germany and talks to the Germans about America and the need to tear down the walls between the United States and our European allies, as if it's all America's fault that we've, you know, we're in the situation that we're in. That's not what we expect from our president. We expect someone to stand up for America and to realize that America is a force for good in the world and has been for a century.
That sounds like you're saying that he's somehow unpatriotic.
Well, he has talked down about America. He's been critical not only of the president, but of American policy, and hence has kind of a negative view of America in the world. I think Sarah Palin believes that America is part of the solution. We are an exceptional country. We are a force for good, and we need to talk about the good things we do.
Is your campaign desperate to change the subject?
McCain was well ahead in Florida before the economic crisis hit. I believe once this campaign gets beyond that immediate crisis, that Florida's going to come back to the McCain camp.
Do you think that talking about William Ayers is what it's going to take to turn it around?
It's about his judgment and who he associated with during those years, and right on into his political campaign.
It sure does sound like she is questioning Senator Obama's patriotism.
This individual, Bill Ayers, is an unrepentant domestic terrorist, and as you noted, and as other news organizations have noted, he was involved in the bombing of the Pentagon, or attempted bombing of the Pentagon, the Capitol, and plans for other domestic terrorism. What kind of judgment would allow a unrepentant domestic terrorist to host a political event for you in his home, in the terrorist home?
Country first.
Is all that fair game, an attack on Barack Obama's character?
Well, it is fair game, and I want to get back to that in a minute, but the McCain campaign hasn't announced that it's going to spend the next 4 weeks in negative campaigning. This campaign is about the future.
On the front page of the Washington Post and the New York Times yesterday, a top McCain strategist named Greg Stremple was quoted as saying, we want to turn the page on the economy and start talking about Obama being an out-and-out liberal. We want to talk about his character. So the McCain campaign is on the record saying exactly that.
Well, I must say I don't know Greg, but I know John McCain. These questions about Senator Obama are what public life is all about these days. His relationship with Bill Ayers, who founded the Weather Underground, a group that bombed public buildings, and apparently is unrepentant about that. I wish we could get back to all the differences of policies, because that's what this is about. It's about the future.
You seem to say that the American people want to hear about the issues, but it is Governor Palin who talks about palling around with terrorists. So, I mean, it isn't the American people or the media who are forcing you to doing this. You're doing this.
Yeah, well.
William Ayers, the FBI most wanted list. William Ayers, there are reports that Barack Obama's political career was launched at the home William Ayers. Gave money to William Ayers. There is an association
when Barack Obama was,
there. It's an issue of trust and transparency, Wolf.
If they want to go down the road of association,
we'll go down that road. William Ayers is my friend. I've had a long-running association with him.
Oh, Marcia, that's not true.
Or is he going to sweep? Oh,
it's
now,
not true,
Ron,
Marcia. You know that.
I
know politics when I see it. This is just a political.
The McCain campaign has announced publicly that they are now going to engage in personal attacks on Barack Obama, whether they're true or not, because they want to turn the page on the financial disaster that is facing most people's lives.
They want to change the subject from the economy.
No, they actually, if you go back and you listen to what was said, is we want to focus on how to start growing the economy. Anyway, to get back to the Ayers point, there was a relationship that had been downplayed. Can you imagine? Hung out with, held a political campaign event, launched his political career, served on a couple of boards. Someone who had been bombing Senator Obama misrepresents himself. Misrepresents himself.
Out of time, but go ahead very quick.
34 years old. The event, the campaign event at Mr. Ayers' house. Mr. Ayers has contributed to
this is what you call turning the page away from the economy.
Hold on to your seatbelts for the next 4 weeks. This thing is not over.